This lesson is about using data from surveys to predict larger populations. So a survey is designed to collect data about a specific group of people called the population. A smaller group called a sample must be chosen since you can't survey everyone. So we are going to use this circle graph to find how would you spend a gift of $20. You're going to use the data from the circle graph by multiplying the percent as a decimal by the number of people in the population. So our first question asks how many of the 60,000 teens surveyed said they would save their money. So if we're looking at our circle, we've got 33%, which if we change that to a decimal is 0.33. We are going to multiply that by 60,000. That gives us an answer of 19,800 teens. Our second question asks us to predict how many of the approximately 28 million teens in the U.S. would buy a music CD if they were given $20. Now the reason we have to use this smaller sample of 60,000 is because there's no way we could survey 28 million people. So if we look at the data from the 60,000 students, 32% said they would buy a CD. So if we change that to a decimal and multiply that by 28, this is going to give us an answer of 8.96 million teens. So make sure you have that million in there. If you don't, if you just had 8.96 teens, that's not correct. So make sure you add that word million because it said 28 million. Okay, so the next one is asking the favorite ice cream flavor of certain students. So this bar graph shows the results of a survey in which 538 students responded about their favorite ice cream. We're going to answer these three questions. The first one, how many students prefer strawberry ice cream? So if we look, strawberry ice cream is 11%, which is 0.11. We are going to multiply that by 538, and that gives us an answer of 59.18. Now because we're talking about students here, we're going to round this to the nearest whole number. So it's going to be 59 students. So what this means is that 59 students of the 538 said they prefer strawberry ice cream. The next question, how many students prefer chocolate ice cream? If we look at our bar graph, it says 19%, so that's 0.19. We are again going to multiply that by 538. And this gives us an answer of 102.2. Okay, again, we're going to round this to the nearest whole number, so that's 102 students. All right, our last question asks us to predict how many people in a town of 10,060 would choose vanilla ice cream. So again, we can't survey 10,060 people, so we're using this sample size of 538 to answer this question. So it's 61%, which is 0.61. We're going to multiply that by 10,060. This gives us an answer of 6136.6. So if we round that, that's going to be 6137 people. Okay, so go ahead and answer these questions. You can pause the video, try them on your own, and then unpause it when you're ready for the answers. Okay, so this survey is about students' favorite sports. There are 880 students surveyed, and we are going to round each answer to the nearest whole number. So the first question, how many students like either volleyball or badminton? So if we add up volleyball and badminton, that is 31%, which is 0.31. We're going to multiply that by 880. This is going to give us an answer of 272.8, which when we round it is 273 students. And last question, predict how many of 2,500 students would like basketball using this data. So again, we can't survey 2,500 students, we're only surveying 880. We're going to use that to find how many of the 2,500 would also like basketball. So 0.22 times 2,500 equals 550 students. So that is the end of this. You can go ahead and take time to review your notes.